Hello children. Yesterday we have discussed about the disease, types of disease and how to maintain the common health. Fine. So yesterday I did one mistake. I'm sorry. You all know right from the as when we have taken the biology from that time itself we'll be knowing that the Aristotle is the father of biology and Hippocrates is the father of medicine, right? Yesterday just I told I in a opposite way. Hippocrates, he is the father of medicine. Fine, just make this correction, and you have studied this in first year in first topic itself. So I think you have made that point. Fine. Now let me go to the common diseases. I told you yesterday that we are dealing with some of the common diseases which are seen in the human society. Fine. So today we are dealing with the different diseases like bacterial and viral disease. Only these two let us deal today a little detail. Now in the common diseases in human beings, first we have taken the bacterial diseases which are given in your NCRT. Fine. So in the bacterial disease, you will come across many examples like pneumonia, typhoid, dysentery, plague, diphtheria, cholera, leprosy, whooping cough, gonorrhea, etc. So here first we are dealing with the typhoid fever. The other name of the typhoid is enteric fever. What is the other name of typhoid? It is the enteric fever. The causative agent is the Salmonella typhi. The causative agent is the Salmonella typhi. It will be asked for 1 mark. So which part of the body will get affected? Mainly it will affect the intestine. This pathogen, that is Salmonella typhi, will affect the intestine. And usually these parasites will enter into the body through the contaminated food and water. So the contaminated food and water, it will enter into our system and then it will move to the intestine and they stay over there. So that is about the entry and the part which is going to affect with the pathogen. Now, when the pathogen will enter into the body, symptoms immediate will not enter. Or immediate, the body will not show the symptoms. Fine. The time period between the infection and the manifestation of the diseased symptoms is called incubation period. Fine. So, one more question it will be not asked, but for CT I need. What is incubation period? It is time period taken by the pathogen for the manifestation of the disease symptoms after its entry. Or simply you can say the time period between the entry of the pathogen and its multiplication, then when it will express the symptom. For every pathogen, the incubation period is different. So after incubation period, the symptoms will be shown by the patient. Fine. Now let me disappear because if I keep if you will be able to see me, then you will be not able to see this writing. That is why usually I will disappear from the screen. Fine. You have to concentrate on the screen as well as the words what I am speaking. Fine. Now let me go to the well. Now you know that I told you just now incubation period. Incubation period ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಆ ರೋಗಾಣು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಹದೊಳಗೆ ಬಂದು ಆ ರೋಗ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತದಿಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಅವಧಿನ ಇನ್ಕ್ಯುಬೇಷನ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Symptoms usually high fever will be there, continuous high fever, that is sustained high fever of 39 to 40 degrees Celsius, and because of the high temperature the person will feel weak and the stomach pain will be there. Pain or ache both will do. Constipation ಮಲಬದ್ಧತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Headache, loss of appetite, ಊಟ ಹೋಗದೆ ಇರೋದು. Fine. Are some of the common symptoms of this disease. And intestinal perforation is there in severe cases. Intestinal perforation andre the parasites will be residing in the intestine, and it will make a ulcer like it will be feeding on the mucus, fine. And mucus, when it is lost, the intestinal wall is prone to the infection, and then it will perforate the intestinal wall. When once the intestinal perforation will begin, it will lead to the severity. The content of the intestine will be falling in the body cavity. It will enter into the body cavity. You know that there is no exit for the body cavity. So it will lead to the severity. Sometimes it may lead to the death if it is not treated in time. That is about the symptoms. I already told you how the disease will spread. The disease will spread through the contaminated food and water. And how do you come to know that you are suffering with the disease? Through the symptoms. ರೋಗ ನಮಗೆ ಬಂದದಂತ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದ? ನಾವು ಅನ್ಕಂಫರ್ಟಬಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಹ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಲಕ್ಷಣ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋ ಲಕ್ಷಣ ತೋರಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಹೌ ಟು ನೋ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸಫರಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಅ ಟೈಫಾಯ್ಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ? So that will be confirmed by a test called Widal test. It is a 1-mark answer. Widal test will help in the confirmation of the typhoid. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಏನು ಓದಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು? What we have studied till now? We have studied about the typhoid fever, which will be asked for 3 marks in the annual exam. You have to remember the pathogen. What is pathogen? It is Salmonella typhi. And mode of infection or spread, you can say. How it will spread from person to, how it will get spread? It is spread through the contaminated food and water. It is spread through the contaminated food and water. And next, what are the symptoms? Sustained high fever is a very important point. Without this, you will not be getting the marks. Continuously, the person will be suffering with the high fever of 40 degrees Celsius. What is our normal temperature? 37. You know, 37 degrees Celsius. Apart from this, when we will be suffering with the fever, naturally weakness will be there, and loss of appetite will be there. You will be not having, you will be not feeling like to have the food. And intestinal perforation is also an important symptom of this disease. If not treated, automatically lead to the death. Hope you'll be remembering these points as you have studied this in high school also. Okay, what you have to remember? Typhoid, it is a bacterial disease. Which bacteria will spread the disease? Salmonella typhi. How it will spread? How it will get contracted to the persons? Through the contaminated food and water. What are the symptoms? Usually 2 to 3 symptoms you have to write compulsory. That is sustained high fever, remember the temperature, weakness, stomach ache, constipation, headache, loss of appetite. Apart from this, in severe cases, what is the symptom? Perforation of the intestine. Perforation ಅಂದರೆ ಕರಳಿಗೆ ತೂತ ಬೀಳ್ತವ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? ಟೈಫಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆದಾಗ ಸ್ಪೈಸಿ ಫುಡ್ ತಿನ್ನಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಪತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಪ್ಪನ ಬೇಳೆ ರೊಟ್ಟಿ ಉಣ್ಬೇಕು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಫೈನ್, ಇದೇ ಕಾರಣ. Now, what is the test? Test is the Widal test. It is asked question in annual exam for 3 marks. You have to write the causative agent, mode of transmission, and symptoms for the 3 marks. And once the test is asked, confirmatory test for the typhoid, it is the Widal test. Now let me go to the second slide. So you know that typhoid parasites, when they will remain in the body, when it will spread through the contaminated food and water, like this you have studied. So usually the parasites, when they remain in the body, some of the people may not express the disease symptoms. Some of the people may not express the disease symptoms. Such carriers are called as healthy carriers. Healthy carriers ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ರೋಗಾಣುಗಳು ದೇಹದೊಳಗಿರ್ತಾವ, ಆದರೆ ರೋಗ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಲ್ಲ. ಅಂಥವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನಂತಾರೆ? ಹೆಲ್ದಿ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ a common example throughout the world which is given is the Mary Malone anta. This Mary Malone, she's a cook by profession. ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮಾಡೋ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ. She's a lady, fine. And she was a healthy carrier of the Salmonella typhi. ಅವಳು ಹೆಲ್ದಿ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್ ಇದ್ಲು. ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಮನೆಗೆ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅವರು. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಮನೆಗೆ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ. I mean, wherever she worked as a cook, in that place, many of them were suffered with the typhoid fever. That is why she is called Typhoid Mary anta. Typhoid Mary, she is nicknamed by this. So when once ಇದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಬೋಸ್ಕೊನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾಗ, once she got opportunity to work in a maternity home itself, and there all of a sudden many of the people got typhoid, and when the source was traced, it was known that the Mary is a new cook who hired, and from that itself the disease was spreading. And when she was tested, she was found she was a healthy carrier of the typhoid. From that time she was isolated from the group. This information you will get everywhere. Now this just you have to know about her. Now I was saying you about the Widal test. Widal test, it is a test to confirm the typhoid fever. So it is a serological test. Serological means the blood sample of a patient will be taken, and in the blood sample the parasites will be there. So to that blood sample, the serum containing antibodies are added. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿರಮ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾದ, ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಸಿರಮ್ ನಾವು ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾದ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಆ ಸಿರಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಿರ್ತವೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಟಿಬಾಡೀಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸಿರಮ್. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿಬಾಡೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆ್ಯಡೆಡ್ ಟು ದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪೇಷಂಟ್, ದೆನ್ ಅಗ್ಲೂಟಿನೇಷನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ಆ ರಕ್ತ ಹೆಪ್ಪಗಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪ್ it will be clear. It clearly one can see. So that is the test for the typhoid. What is test for typhoid? It is the Widal test. Hope you got my point. Now let me go to the next slide. Now next disease what we are discussing is the pneumonia. Pneumonia, the pathogen which is responsible for pneumonia, or you can write even the causative agent. Causative agent is the Streptococcus pneumonia and Haemophilus influenza. You have to by heart these terms. You have to by heart these pathogens. Which part of the body will get affected mainly here? Alveoli. Alveoli are commonly called as air sacs. Alveoli are commonly called as air sacs, which are the important parts of the lungs. That is, they are structural and functional units of lungs, which you have studied in the first year. So mainly alveoli will get infected and they will get filled with the mucus, and it leads to the respiratory problem. It leads to the respiratory problem. What symptom the patient will show? The patient will be having the fever, chill, cough, headache. And in severe cases, the lips and the fingernails may turn to bluish in color due to the shortage of oxygen, because the person with the pneumonia will feel problem in breathing. That is why the oxygen supply won't be proper. The body parts like lips and the nail bed will start turning to bluish in color, indicating that those parts are not getting oxygen properly. Not only those parts, other parts also will be not getting oxygen properly. So that is about the symptom. Now how the diseases will get spread from one person to other person? It is mainly through the aerosols. Aerosols, or you can say the droplets which are inhaled by the healthy person, which are released by a patient of pneumonia. So aerosols means, what are aerosols? Droplets which will come with force when the person will cough or sneeze. So those are called the aerosols. ಏರೋಸೋಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ನಾವು ಕೆಮ್ಮಿದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಸೀನಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೂಗಿನಿಂದ ಅಥವಾ ಬಾಯಿಯಿಂದ ಏನು ಕಣಗಳು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರ್ತಾವಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವಕ್ಕೆ ಏರೋಸೋಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಏರೋಸೋಲ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾವು ಡ್ರಾಪ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾವಾಗ ಆ ನಿಮೋನಿಯಾ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಕೆಮ್ಮತನ ಅಥವಾ ಸೀನ್ತನ ಆ ಕಣಗಳು ಆಜುಬಾಜು ಇರೋ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋತು, ಅವರು ಉಸಿರು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋ ವೇಳೆ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಈ ರೋಗ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ shared, if which is used by the patient, if we share them, then we also, I mean others also will be suffering with the disease. Like it may be anything, it may be glasses, utensils, books, pen. That is why usually it is advised while sneezing or coughing you have to use the handkerchief. ನೀವು ಸೀನೋ ವೇಳೆಗಾಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕೆಮ್ಮೋ ವೇಳೆಗಾಗಲಿ ಖರ್ಚಿಫ್ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ತಪ್ಪಿ ನಮ್ಮೊಳಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ರೋಗಾಣು ಇದ್ದರೆ ಆಜುಬಾಜು ಪರಿಸರದೊಳಗೆ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವ, ಆಜುಬಾಜು ಇದ್ದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾವ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನರಿ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ದ ಖರ್ಚಿಫ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ನೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಾಫಿಂಗ್. It shows how disciplined you are. Fine. Now, once again, let me repeat the pneumonia. Pneumonia, it is also a bacterial disease, and the causative agent is Streptococcus pneumonia, or you can say Haemophilus influenza. These two are the causative agents. You have to remember them. And how the disease will spread? The disease is spread through the aerosols or the droplets which are released from the patient. And apart from these, the materials which are shared with the patient, through these also the disease will spread. What are the symptoms? The symptoms are like a flu, chali, jwara, kemmu, talenovu, fever, chill, cough, headache. These are the common symptoms. And when sometimes in severe cases the lips and the fingernails may turn to bluish in color. ನೀಲಿ ಬಣ್ಣಕ್ಕೆ ತಿರುಗ್ತಾವೆ. ನೀಲಿ ಬಣ್ಣಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ತಿರುಗ್ತಾವ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಕೊರತೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಬಾಡಿ, ಯಾಕೆ ಉಸಿರಾಟದ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಉಸಿರಾಟದ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ? ಅಲ್ವಿಯೋಲೈ ಒಳಗೆ ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ಜಮಾ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಉಸಿರಾಟದ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಪ್ರಾಪರಾಗಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಕಾಪಿ ಆಫ್ ಒನ್ ಇಮೇಜ್, ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಶೋ ಯು. So here it is a bacterial pneumonia, and I told you that pneumonia mainly it will affect the lungs, and in the lungs what are the structural and functional unit? Alveoli. So this is the image of a normal alveoli, that is inside the lungs what you have learned. And in the patient with us who is suffering with the pneumonia, it is covered by the mucus layer. And you have studied the transportation of gases in the first year. From these alveoli only, these alveoli are supplied with the capillaries. Fine. The oxygen, the gases which will enter into the alveoli, they diffuse in the blood capillaries. When it is coated with the mucus, how come the gases will diffuse? It will become problem. So this is about the bacterial pneumonia. And in the viral pneumonia, the mucus won't be so much. Usually when the person with the pneumonia will cough, the sputum will be containing phlegm. ಯಾವಾಗ ನಿಮೋನಿಯಾ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಕೆಮ್ತಾರಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರ ಉಗುಳೊಳಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾದಿಂದ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಅಂತಂದರೆ. But when the person will be suffering with the pneumonia virus, if the pneumonia is due to the viral infection, then the cough will be dry. ಕಫ್ ಏನಿರ್ತದ, ಒಣ ಕೆಮ್ಮು ಇರ್ತದ. ಸ್ಪುಟಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ತುಂಬ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತದ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಸಿವಿಯರ್ ಕೇಸಸ್, ನಾವು ಉಗುಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಉಗುಳೊಳಗೆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್. ಇನ್ ಸಿವಿಯರ್ ಕೇಸಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಪುಟಮ್ ಮೇ ಕಂಟೈನ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇನ್. ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಡಿಸೀಸಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಕ್ಯೂರ್ಡ್. We have to go to the doctor at the earliest possible time. Okay, now let me go to the next disease. Now hope you understood the pneumonia. Now let me go to the next slide. Now here are some of the bacterial diseases and their causative agent which you have to remember. like disease and the causative, bacteria again. So tuberculosis, or which is also called as TB, it is spread through Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and cholera, it is spread through Vibrio cholera. So cholera usually it is spread through the contaminated food and water, and it is more seen during the rainy season. Leprosy, Mycobacterium leprae, tetanus, Clostridium tetani, diphtheria, Corynebacterium diphtheriae, whooping cough, it is Bordetella pertussis, bacterial pneumonia, Staphylococcus aureus, syphilis, Treponema pallidum, gonorrhea, Neisseria gonorrhoeae. So these are some of the bacterial diseases which oftenly you come across in your school time, and you might have heard. Fine. So this causative agent, if you remember, it is well and good to learn it for your NEET and CET. Hope you will learn this table. Just you practice. I mean, you have to learn. For learning, you have to write once. Now let me go to the next slide. Now some of the general information just I gave here. You have heard that when a baby is born, a list of vaccine is given to the mother, and those vaccines we have to take in time. One vaccine which is called DPT vaccine. It contains the triple antigen which will protect baby from the dreadful diseases like diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus. The meaning of DPT is this only: diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus. DPT vaccine. So now let us go to this one by one. Tetanus, this I will say a little later. Tetanus, it is also called as lockjaw, and TB Day is celebrated on 24th March, and Leprosy Day, Anti-Leprosy Day is celebrated on 30th January, and the first anti-leprosy vaccine by name Leprovac is developed by a National Institute of Immunology, New Delhi. You have to remember this. Leprosy, leprosy in Kannada, we will say it as a Kushtaroga. ಕುಷ್ಠರೋಗ ಬಂದರೆ ಹಿಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಊರು ಹೊರಗೆ ಇಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಅವರನ್ನು ಮುಟ್ಟಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಂಟಾಜಿಯಸ್. ಇನ್ ದ ಲೆಪ್ರಸಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಟೂ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್. One is contagious and another one is non-contagious. If it is contagious, one must keep all the belongings and the patient isolated in a separate room. We have to keep till the patient will get cured. The bacteria will be destroying the extreme parts of the body. Usually one must know that when the people will be suffering with the leprosy, on the back they will get the patches, white patches they will get. And if the ear if they pinch the ear, they will be not sensing. ಇಯರ್ ಪಿಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇಯರ್ ಇರ್ತೈತಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒತ್ತಿ ಚೂಂಟಿದ್ರೆ ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ದೋಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಲೂಸ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್. ಮತ್ತು ಬೆನ್ನ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ವೈಟ್ ಪ್ಯಾಚ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಪ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಸೂಜಿ ಚುಚ್ಚಿದ್ರೂ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರತಿ ವೈಟ್ ಪ್ಯಾಚ್ ಕುಷ್ಠ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರತಿ ವೈಟ್ ಪ್ಯಾಚ್ ಏನಾದಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಕುಷ್ಠ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಮೇ ಗೆಟ್ ವೈಟ್ ಪ್ಯಾಚಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಅಲರ್ಜಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಅಲರ್ಜಿನಿಂದನೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬಾಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ವೈಟ್ ಪ್ಯಾಚಸ್ ಬೆಳಿತಾವ. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಇದು ಕುಷ್ಠದ್ದೇನು ಪ್ಯಾಚಸ್ ಬರ್ತದಿಲ್ಲ, ಡಿಕಲರೇಷನ್ ಏನು ಸ್ಕಿನ್ನದು ಆಗ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಬೆನ್ನಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಭಾಳ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತದ. ಮತ್ತು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಕಂಡು ಹಿಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಈ ಕಿವಿ ಭಾಗನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಚೂಂಟಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನೋವು ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಕುಷ್ಠ ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಇದು if we will be having the bacteria, then we will be not feeling that pain. The patient will not feel that pain. Fine. So that is about the leprosy. And anti-leprosy vaccine, it was developed first. We have really must feel proud that the vaccine for the leprosy was discovered by Indians. That is National Institute of Immunology, New Delhi. So that is about the leprosy. Now let me just give you little information about the diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus. These three are very dreadful disease. ಈ ಮೂರು ಏನು ರೋಗ ಇದಾವಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪನೂ ನಾವು ಅಲಕ್ಷ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಸತ್ತು ಹೋಗೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್, ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಇಮೇಜಸ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮೈ ಝೂಮ್ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಶೋ ಯು the images of these, and I'll give you little information about these three diseases. We have to know, because we have to keep our children, our future citizen, safe. Now, diphtheria, it is a bacterial infection that already you know. It will affect mainly the mucous membrane of nose and the throat. ಮೂಗು ಮತ್ತು ಬಾಯಿದ ಮ್ಯೂಕಸ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಟಾಕ್ಸಿನ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವೆ, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಪಾಯ್ಸನ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೇಸಿಂದ ಆ ಮ್ಯಾಲಿನ ಭಾಗಗಳಿಗೆ ಸತ್ತು ಹೊಡ್ಕೋತ ಬರ್ತಾವೆ. ಸತ್ತು ಹೊಡ್ಕೋತ ಬಂದ ಕೇಸಿಂದ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದ, ಅದು ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಬಾಯಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಬೆಳೆದಾಗ ಗಂಟ್ಲ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಉಸಿರಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕಲಿ ಸತ್ತು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಡಿಫ್ತೀರಿಯಾ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ಯು ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಲುಕ್ಸ್. The nasal image I did not get, but the buccal cavity image I have got. I will show you. You have to know, it is for knowledge sake. Diphtheria. What is diphtheria? It is a dreadful bacterial infection which will infect the mucous layer of nose and throat and kill the cells by releasing the toxin. Okay. Now let me go to the next slide, in which you will come across the pertussis and tetanus. Pertussis, it is otherwise called as whooping cough ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ whooping cough ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಕೆಮ್ತಾವ ಮಕ್ಕಳು. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬರಲಿ, ದೊಡ್ಡವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬರಲಿ, ಸಣ್ಣವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬರಲಿ. It is just the person will cough like anything, and it will lead to the breathing problem. It will lead to the breathing problem. Mainly it will affect the air passage. ನಮ್ಮದು ಉಸಿರಾಟದ ಏನು ದಾರಿ ಅದಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕಿದು ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಈ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ whooping cough. Whooping cough, or you can say pertussis. Pertussis, it is a highly contagious respiratory infection. Contagious, infectious. It is highly infectious disease which is spread through the bacteria, and list already we have studied, that is Bordetella pertussis. So this bacteria, it will infect the air passage, and the person will be coughing without any control. The person will be coughing a lot, and he suffered with the breathing problem. He suffered with the breathing problem. If not treated in time properly, it may lead to severe pneumonia. Brain may get damaged because of the breathing problem. When the brain will not get sufficient amount of oxygen and the blood, naturally it will die, and the person automatically will die. And tetanus, I told you that it is also called as lockjaw. It is also called as lockjaw, and it mainly infect the nervous tissue, and the muscles will contract very painfully. ಇದೇನದ ಟೆಟಾನಸ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ನರ್ವಸ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಗೆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾಂಸಖಂಡಗಳು ಈ ಸಂಕುಚನ ಏನಾಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬ ನೋವು ತರ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಟೆಟಾನಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಶೋ ಯು ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಇಮೇಜಸ್. ಈ DPT ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿನ್ಸ್, ಲೈಫ್ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಏನದಾವಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಕೊಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಡಿಫ್ತೀರಿಯಾ ಒಳಗೆ I told you that the bacteria will mainly infect the mucous membrane of the buccal cavity, that is throat. ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಥರ ಆಗ್ಯದಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾಗಳವನ್ನ ಸತ್ತು ಹೊಡ್ಕೋತ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ನೇನು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಇಮೇಜ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮೈ ಜುಮ್ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಇದು ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಉಸಿರಾಟಕ್ಕೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲಿ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಡೆತ್, ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೇರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ. ಇದು ಟಿಟಾನಸ್. ಇದು ಕೈ ಕಾಲು ಸೆಟಿತಾವೆ. ಕೈ ಕಾಲು ಅಂದರೆ ದ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಪೇನ್ಫುಲ್. You can see a child who is suffering with the tetanus. Pertussis, ಇದ್ರಾಗ ಮೇನ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಮಗು ತುಂಬ ಖರಾಬ್ ಕೆಮ್ತದೆ. ಕೆಮ್ಮು ಕಟ್ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್, ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪನೇ ಕೆಮ್ಮಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವ ಹೋದಂಗೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಕೆಮ್ಮಿದ್ರೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ pertussis. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಇಮೇಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis. Fine. So to avoid these dreadful diseases, we have to get our child the DPT injection. Okay. Now Let me go to the next slide. Hope you understood what I wanted to say. Now let me go to the next one. Now we are going to the viral disease. Viral disease. Viruses you have studied in the first year. Fine. Viruses you have studied in the first year, and you know that till now whatever viruses you have studied, till now whatever viruses you have studied, no virus is having any use to the human beings. So all the viruses till now what you have studied, they are the harmful viruses. They causes the diseases only. So here we have got some two common diseases with which we will be suffering. Like common cold we will read about the AIDS also. AIDS we will read. Now some of the diseases which will spread through the virus, the causative agent whose causative agents are the viruses are common cold, AIDS, chickenpox, smallpox, polio, rabies, and the mumps. Now common cold ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಶೀತ ಏನಾಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಅದು. This common cold, it is usually caused by a group of rhinoviruses. It is caused by a group of rhinoviruses, and it is highly contagious, highly infectious. Infection ಬಹಳ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, and usually it will get subsided within 8 days by itself. Within 8 days by itself it will get subsided. Fine. What are the symptoms of the common cold? ಸೊ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಕಣ್ಣಿಂದ ಮೂಗಿಂದ ನೀರು ಬರ್ತದ, ತಲೆನೋವು ಇರ್ತದ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಆಗ್ತದ, ಗಂಟ್ಲ ನೋವು ಇರ್ತದ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಟಯರ್ಡ್ನೆಸ್ನು ಫೀಲ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಸರ್ದಿ ಇರೋ ಕಾರಣ. ಸೊ ಸಿಂಪ್ಟಮ್ಸ್, ಹೌ ಡು ಯು ರೈಟ್ ದ ಸಿಂಪ್ಟಮ್ಸ್? ಸೊ ನೇಸಲ್ ಕಂಜೆಷನ್, ಮೂಗು ಕಟ್ಟಿದಂಗೆ ಆಗೋದು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್, ಮೂಗು ಕಟ್ಟಿದಂಗೆ ಆಗೋದು, ಸೋರೋದು. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ನೇಸಲ್ ಕಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಡಿಸ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ನೋಸ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೋರ್ ಥ್ರೋಟ್, ಗಂಟ್ಲ ನೋವು ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಹಾರ್ಸ್ನೆಸ್, ಕಿಚ್ ಕಿಚ್ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತಿರ್ತದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗಂಟದಾಗ, cough, headache, tiredness. These are the important symptoms of the common cold. And usually common cold rhinoviruses ಇಂದ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ತಂತಾನೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದು 3-4 ದಿವಸ ಅಥವಾ ಭಾಳ ಸಿವಿಯರ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ವಾರದಾಗ ತಂತಾನೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್, ಹೆಂಗಪ್ಪ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗ್ತದ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, it will spread through the droplets, or you can say aerosols, and the materials which will come in contact with the patient. Like what we wrote here, the materials usually which will be sharing are the pen, books, cups, doorknobs, computer keyboards, mouse. These are the common things which we will be sharing with the friends or whoever it is. So these are the common things, and apart from that, for the cough and the sneezing, the droplets which will come out, they also will spread the disease. Now what you have read today, you have read the typhoid, you have read the pneumonia, and the common cold. All these three are important for the annual exam, and they will be asked for 3 marks. Causative agent will be asked for 1 mark, and all the typhoid and pneumonia, they are asked question in the annual exam. And viral test of typhoid, it is asked in the annual exam. You have to learn the causative agent, mode of transmission, and the symptom. Let me show you the image of symptoms of common cold. Nice image. Immediately after knowing, after seeing, you'll be knowing about this. Child or the patient will cough, the patient will suffer with a headache, and little temperature will be there. When you'll be suffering with the cold, you'll be having little temperature, running nose will be there, and sometimes the eyes also will be running, and the sore throat will be there. So these are the symptoms of the cold, and usually no one will take treatment for this. If it is a very common, if it is severe, then only we will go to the doctor. Fine. So you have to learn these 3 diseased, causative agent, mode of transmission, and the symptoms. Test of the typhoid you have to learn, and Mary just keep in mind. Okay. For today's class, you have followed And yesterday's I told you Hippocrates is the father of medicine and Aristotle is the father of biology. Okay children, take care.